Hi everyone, so today I have the Deluxe Caboodle to share with you from Spellbinders for February of 2024, if you can believe it. Oh my goodness. And so, I like to go through all of the different clubs. They're all here. Again, this is a Deluxe Caboodle. You can pick that up, or you can pick up, the clubs individually. And so I'll have those linked in the description box. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items to those links. And Spellbinders did send these items free of charge from our review. And of course, all opinions are my own. Having said that, they are samples. They're not in carriers for most part. So yours will come something more like this, right? Where you have a carrier and you'll have your dies on there. Maybe some inspo, inspo is always pretty much on there, but maybe some instruction if it needs it, right? If there's things that have like steps to put it together. So it looks very different than what I'm showing you here, but generally what I like to do is show the whole thing, because basically these are all the clubs, right? And before I forget, if you are a Deluxe Caboodle member, you will also be receiving this plate free. This is your bonus item this month, and they do in the listing say what the bonus item is, so that's great. I do have it here to share with you, and it is this beautiful little guy, the fluttering hummingbird. And as you can see, you have your dies for it, you have the plate, so it's a better pressed plate. If you don't have the better press and you're just using them other ways, you can put them in the glimmer, is what people have been doing. You can honestly ink this up yourself and just kind of use it that way too. So there's something to think about, but you do have the die for it, and then the little hello spring. Look at the little hummingbird, so cute. So there you go. So I didn't want to forget to mention that. So there you go. That's your bonus item this month. Like I said, the bonus item is some good stuff. All right, so something to think about. And if you're a member of any club, you get 10% off the site every day, all the time. So as soon as you're there, if you log in, if you go with my link or however you want, but once you log in, you'll see the 10% off reflected in the pricing that you see. It's not something that comes off like at the end. Unless you're not logged in and then you're shopping and then you log in, then you'll see the 10% off later, I suppose. But if you're shopping and you're logged in, the 10% will already be in the pricing that you're looking at. So let's see. Oh my gosh, so many beautiful things. Very springy, very Easter, and lovely things like that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I usually start with the embossing folder. So this is the embossing folder of the month. There are two types of embossing folder. Your regular one, your 3D embossing folder. And so right now this is the swirling bloom. So this is your standard embossing folder. Again, it'll emboss 8.5 this way by 5.5 that way. The plastic itself, like the the embossing folder itself is like 8 3/4 by 5 3/4. So you need a machine that will accommodate that. But look how beautiful. Within the swirls, there's also like little flowers. Hope you can see that kind of design there. And the little tulips. So cute. Really pretty, and it just repeats there. And so standard embossing folder, just the standard way you would run any embossing folder through a machine. Now this is a 3D embossing folder. It's a little bit thicker, and it does obviously a different design and works a little bit differently. You will need a special, sandwich for that to work. So in your Platinum 6 or other things, you can accommodate it, or you can use the universal plates, or if you have a different machine, just a little thinner sandwich, like the things you're adding to it to make it work, should help. So this is the Easter egg hunt, you guys. Isn't this cute? Look at the little eggs. I like the designs. Like this one looks like it has little strips. This one has like kind of little curves, dots, smaller dots, and then they repeat, but they're all over, so it's just very Spellbinders looking flowers here mixed in. Super cute. Again, same sizing on these guys. And the difference between, and I mention this all the time, but if you're an old pro, you know this, a standard embossing folder and a 3D embossing folder is just the way it does what it does. So with the standard embossing folder, if you look right at it, it comes up and it's, comes up, does the design, like here, and it goes back down. Comes up, does the design, go back down, right? So it's very flat across. And this one is more like carved, like a sculpture. It's carved in, so it has undulations and higher points and lower points and all that. So it's just done a different way. Very pretty. And then the clear stamp of the month right here is called Lily Arch. And let me see. I don't know if that helps. I was trying to look for just a blank piece of paper. There you go, Lily Arch. And these are photopolymer stamp sets. It has You Are In My Thoughts, Thanks for Your Friendship, Live Life in Full Bloom. Lots of sentiments on this one. And what's really nice about the die of the month that goes with this is that it cuts out all the sentiments. So spring blessings, celebrate new beginnings, happy Easter, spring greetings. And then you have that beautiful Lily Arch basically there. Really nice size. Let me measure that for you. It's definitely a nice focal point. Again, a photopolymer stamp set. It is like 4.5 inches, like where it dips down here, by 3 1/8. You know, I'm looking at that end of that lily there. Really nice size, really, really beautiful stamp set. And again, you can pick up just a stamp set. This is, again, the Deluxe Caboodle. You'll get everything I'm showing you, but if you're individually signed up for different clubs, then you can see that. So that's just the stamp, but if you want the stamp and die, I usually put up in this top corner, and for today I forgot, I put it down here. This is the die, and look at how intricate this one is. I love that. It's going to be so awesome. So it cuts away all around here. I think that's really, really cool. Even the arch is there. I love this. I love that kind of design option. And then all the sentiments get to be cut out. So that's a really, really great set to go along with it. So that's the stamp and die, if you want to pick that up. So you have that, the lily arch. The stencil, it says spring stencil backgrounds. And I know on the description it said layering stencils. Generally they are layering stencils, or they've been doing the stencil club, but this one I don't see the layering part, so maybe now that I have it in my hands we'll see that. But it does have this circle, which is actually pretty cool. It's the cutout from here, so you can definitely use that to kind of play around in a different way, you know. You can use it to, you know, leave it there so that you can actually do your stenciling, or you can remove that and do the stenciling. It'll still also color in that circle, but you also have that little guard, I suppose. And their stencils, I don't know, is it just me? It has like a little bit of a floral scent to them, but anyhow, so that's what it is. Let me give you a look at how big the stencil itself. They're like A2 sizes, so it's 4 3/4 by 6 inches, and then the stenciling area looks like 4 1/4, probably by 5 1/2. Yep, by 5 1/2. And then again, you have this guy. So we have the daisy look, really cute. And this one does the little top and bottom kind of border. I mean, you can do one, you can do the other, you can put them both together. It doesn't have to be, you know, they're slightly different, the pattern or the design, but they're similar, right? You see the daisies. So just something fun. And then this one is just like a real geometric, like floral design. You see the arches kind of in there. Really cool, like a ginkgo leaf almost. And then the floral look within those. And then this one's just so pretty. Look at all the little flowers. Very posy looking flowers. I love that. It's going to be very pretty. So again, it did say layering stencils, but I don't see how they layer other than this first one. So we have those. And that is the Stencil Club of the month. Small die right here. So this area here, not this little scrap, but these are down here with the glimmer. This area here is your small die of the month, and it is called Rain Boot Bouquet. And you have your rain boots, so you can do one, you can do two. You have accent pieces for your rain boots, and you know, the cuff at the top, and then the sole there. And I'll give you a measurement real quick on this guy. It's almost 3 inches tall, and then you know, like 2 inches wide if you're looking at the toe to cuff up here. You have your flowers that can, you know, be tucked in there. You have the beautiful I believe they're daffodils, is what it looks like, and then there's centers and things, maybe like a little tulipy flower, some little posies, centers for those guys, and then all kinds of stems and greenery here. And I mean, you can use them individually just on their own without any of these other things, right? That's really pretty with the flowers, I would say with the florals. So that is the small die of the month. Excuse me. And then we have our large die of the month here. It is actually all this right here. So all of this that you see here is your large die, super cute basket. As you can see there, it's called the Floral Bunny Basket. So we have our basket. It has the little kind of basket weave look to it, a little wickery, and then you have an accent piece here. So you can do a background, you can do the inlay, it can be just, you know, pattern paper if you want, maybe something you run through an embossing folder. And you have this piece, you have your basket handle, which is super cute and really tall. And look at the little bunny body. And I don't know if you can see this little bunny. I have not seen images of this, but I have a feeling he goes like this and he's like falling in. You see that? So it's like his little body. That's what it looks like. Super cute. Oh my goodness. And then over here we have all kinds of greenery. You have leaves, individual ones here. You have petals. I suppose they go with this guy. You have your stems with some little bells that kind of curve over. You have for your flower. You have different pieces. You have this is so cute. Your little carrot, and it has some greenery there, and then the little bells that go on these guys, right? Adorable. Oh my gosh. And this is part of your bunny, I believe. Yeah. Let's put that over there. Looks like his little feet accents. Super cute. That is going to be adorable. And then we have down here the glimmer. So, you know, I don't have this put together yet. So, I mean, if I give it a quick look, I would say it's going to be, you know, maybe 5.5 inches tall once it's done. Everything's down in here or so. Yeah, I guess it depends on how high up you want your basket handle. Okay, down here we have the glimmer, and it is called Daffodil Spray. And look how beautiful that is with the daffodils. Really lovely. It is like 6 inches tall. I would say maybe a little bit smaller than that. Trying to get a good width for you guys. I don't know, maybe 4 1/4, 4.5. I'm looking at this and this. Really, really gorgeous design there. And the glimmer comes with the sentiments and the dies for the sentiments. So we have sending Easter blessings, and then you have the die to cut that out. I just had placed them like this. You're not going to run them through at the same time. So you do your glimmer and then you cut it out. But I just placed them like this on here. And then this one says, you brighten my day. So you brighten my day. And then you have the die for that one also. Very lovely. And then this is the stitch of the month. It's called Stitched Floral. Oh my goodness, you guys. Sometimes I can't even read my own handwriting. It says Stitched Floral Focal Card Front, I believe is what it says. So it's this guy right here. Again, A2 size, beautiful. It makes like a very like wrought iron mosaic-y looking background. I don't know if you can see, like this is all going to be very delicate, and then it has areas to stitch if you would like. So these areas back here, and then it does not cut out this center, so it can be a whole thing, or you can use this guy to make it more of a frame, or you can use this guy to just matte layer this one with. I mean, there's lots of ways to mix and match this guy. So of course we have this guy, and then you have the little areas to stitch, and then there's on top of that there's also another, again, maybe you can make like a little, oh, that'd be a cute little picture frame with like a your kid's school picture, like the little school picture in there. Anyway, so you have that guy, or you can inlay this with this guy, and you just have another center piece for your stitching. So really nice card front set. Let me put this to the side and I'll grab a few other items. So we have, oh, with the glimmer, you guys. Oh my goodness, you know, I always forget to show you the foil. I believe it's going to be this color, but it does say colors may vary. Champagne would be the foil that comes with the glimmer this month. If you were to pick up the glimmer later, like whenever it's available after it's been a club membership kind of thing, when it's released to the general public, it does not come with the foil. So another perk of just being a club member, you have the glimmer foil that comes with it every month. And this time, like I said, it should be the champagne, but it could be a different color. And so we have the wax seal of the month. Look how pretty this is. An oval design, and it's called Lily of the Valley, which is really pretty. And it comes with the fern. I do believe it also says colors may vary, but typically you're going to get the color that I have to show you here. But fern is such a pretty color. It's one of the new colors, and I just think it's gorgeous for spring. And let me open this guy up just to take a quick peek. Like I said, I usually go through all of them, and then, oh, I was going to cut it, but you know what, I'll just pick this up. And then I choose 1 or 2 clubs, or maybe 3 sometimes, to work with in this video, because the video is kind of on the longer side. So we will work with something today, and we will see what that will be once I make up my mind. But look how cute that is. And again, just about 1 inch. Most of the time they're 1 inch. It might be just over 1 inch, you know, in this direction. A little smaller than that in the other direction. There you go. So pretty. And so, oh, excuse me, that is the wax seal of the month. And then we have this gorgeous Flutter into Spring is your better press of the month. And again, you have that bonus item in the Deluxe Caboodle if that's what you're signed up with. And it has the sentiments sending you a fluttering hello and wishing you a lovely day. And then you can also cut out the hummingbird here. So how cute is that to have your pair of hummingbirds if you want to have them, you know, going different directions on your design there. And this middle plate here, again, this is the better press plate. It's about 4 inches, a little over 4 inches deep, and maybe 2 3/4 or so wide. So really great. Those are all the clubs. Again, Deluxe Caboodle is the value club that they have now. If you are a member of one of the older value clubs and you haven't canceled it, you can continue being a member of that club, but if you cancel it, you cannot get back into it, okay? There's no coming back for that, at least not right now. And then individual clubs, of course. So let me think about what I would like to work with today, something a little bit quicker, because again, the video is already long with the intro going through all the clubs, and I will be right back. Okay, I think I'll use the stencil of the month today and the bonus item from the Deluxe Caboodle. So just to bring in a pop of color, I'm going to start with a yellow background, and we're going to go ahead and do some stenciling of the daisies. It would be really nice to use like some texture paste or something like that to go through there. I'm going to make a quick card today, so I'm just going to do inking, but that would be something nice to think about. And then I'm gonna make my own card base. So, you know, standard A2 size piece of paper. I'm just gonna cut it right down the center at 5.5 inches. And then with my same Spellbinders trimmer, which I am thoroughly in love with, I'm going to go to 4.25 inches on the other side and just give myself a score. And rest assured, if I don't show you guys that I'm making my own card base, I am definitely making it on this trimmer. I love it. It's just, everything's there. Okay, so we have that. And then, you know, a lot of times I'll go ahead and score this one too, just to make 2 card bases, have them ready for the next time. But right now I just did the one. We're going to use this guy. I'm going to use this little mask also to kind of help us keep it in the center, just the yellow. Why not? And let me see, what do I want to stick this to? Maybe something like this. We'll just get this set up, and then I will grab my ink color. I'm thinking kind of like an orangey, or just tone yellow on yellow. However, you know, I did cut this to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, so it's going to be smaller than the area that you see for your daisies, and that's just the way it is. I'm going to stick this guy down. Let me see. Sorry, I'm just talking away from the camera. Oh, you know what? I have a removable adhesive too, but I think I'm just going to stick this down like this, and hopefully that'll help it. That's just a washi craft tape. I'm just going to place that down there, and hopefully that'll help me kind of keep it right in the center there. There's going to be a little area that maybe you're going to get a little bit of color through, but not too much. And then just going to tape that in the corner. And even if I tape, I still hold on to my stencils. I just prefer to do that, just kind of hold it down by hand. Let me get some like yellow orangish ink. And maybe I'll just use like a little brush. Let's see. Yeah, I have this guy ready to go. This is the one I normally use for yellow. It has a yellow handle, and so I'll just go in here and still, like I said, I hold this and then kind of come in, and you can do it a little more artsy, or you kind of leave some areas not really touched, or you can completely go through and really get that ink on there, however you like to do that. So I'm just going to go through and just get this all down. I think that's good. Oh yeah, I'm going to get a little more up in this corner. And I'm just going to wipe off whatever's on the stencil and kind of get it into the grooves, into the areas, and then I'll also just recycle and reuse that ink that's already on there. And there it is, and then let's remove this guy. Looking good. So I'm going to remove this, I'm going to go rinse these guys off, and I'll be right back. So I just took this and rinsed under, you know, faucet water and nice and clean. I know people ask about that kind of thing all the time as far as stencils. They can get stained. It doesn't work any less well just because it has a stain on it. It's still going to work. It's plastic. It's, you know, it's going to be there forever. But anyhow, another thing you can think about doing is also using the same circle and like masking something like that. Same thing, like stick it down the way I did and just go around, and now you'll have this area without that circle. Or if you want your focal point maybe down here, you know, think about playing with it in different ways. So with the other stencils, and I want to go ahead and use the Hello Spring, and I'm going to better press that on here. This is actually textured paper, but I use the opposite side to stencil on, and I always keep the 3 shims that the Better Press came with in here, so those are there. They're always there. And let me get my The sentiment does have a die actually if you want to just cut it. I think I'm going to try and go ahead and just get that onto my card base, and then we'll stamp and die cut the little bird. I think he'll go in there. So, let's see. We have it saying hello spring. If I put it here, it's going to cut there and it's going to be on this side. So I want it over here. So that's the other thing we can think about. As you're positioning things, think about where it actually is going to end up. So when we have it there, and we're going to come this way, it'll be up here, you know. I'm going to push it in just a little more. That way. Looks pretty straight. I'm looking at the grid lines here. Again, just kind of eyeballing if I had this here, where that might stamp. I want it a little more this way. And you can probably plan that better, maybe even using the stencil itself, right? And you have a kind of a good idea of where you might be as long as you're centering this pretty well also. So something to think about. Pop that there, and this little guy was here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And then I'm going to bring this over here. And again, looking at how it's centered here and the registration marks that are on here, I will take that. And I'm just using black ink for this time around, but you can definitely have fun with it and do your Hello Spring in something maybe a little more festive or whatever you would like. I'm really not trying to move this. I know we usually do kind of a shimmy shake like this kind of thing. I just don't want to move my wording where I put it. So I'm just really getting that really juicy on there. Pop this on here. Bring this guy over and I'll run it through carefully. And then I think my hummingbird, I'm going to use watercolor paper and just use some water-based stuff to get that going. I passed it through a couple times. And there it is. Look at that. And then we'll have our little hummingbird kind of in here. Cute. Okay, so let me clean up and then grab my watercolor paper and I'll be right back. Piece of watercolor paper here, and just gonna pop that on here. Because basically wherever I put it, it's gonna work. So, you know, sometimes watercolor paper has a texture side and a side that's not as textured. Whichever side you want to color on, you know, put that side facing down. And then we have our little guy, and I'm just going to place him wherever because I want this obviously to touch the paper, but I'm going to cut it out anyway. So that looks good. And get that black ink back. Really get this little guy all in there. And I'm just gonna roll it backwards. There's no front, forward, or back or whatever with the better press, so however you want to start, roll it in there. It's great. And look how pretty. So I'm gonna let that dry before we do some watercoloring, but I'll be right back, guys. And you know, don't be shy. Just look up hummingbirds, and I have tons of hummingbirds out here in San Diego. We see them all the time. I really love like the Anna's hummingbirds and like little Alan's hummingbird, but this is the one I was thinking about here. So, you know, a little green, a little bluish, purpley, pretty stuff. So let's go with that. And so I just grabbed some markers. These are water-based markers, and I'm just going to get some color like on a surface. And we'll use one of the new Spellbinders water brushes. This happens to be the medium size. Again, just has water in there. And where did I do my had a paper towel? Here it is. A little something to help me out. So I just generally I'll put down some color with a marker and pick it up with the water brush and just get that kind of on here. I know this one was very light green, so I probably put a little more. Oh, that's not the side I wanted to use. And if you want it to be more opaque, just don't squeeze your water brush, or you can actually just go into your project and actually add it like that and even still bring that out because it'll still kind of melt down with your water brush. So I have something like that, and maybe a little of this kind of bluish teal color. Oh, that's pretty. I think the little faces are kind of dark, but maybe I'll get some gray or something. But again, it can just be whatever, you know, have fun with it. A little purple. Oh, that's pretty. Maybe get a little more of that purple in here. And like I said, maybe I'll grab like a grayish color. If you want to do something sparkly, you can definitely do that. Just grabbing a little gray. And maybe a little darker actually on this one. I'm just gonna go in and color that in. Cute. A little more of that gray in here. And the wings are a little bit gray also, but you know, if you want to just bring more color in because you think that's pretty, then do that. We're looking for inspo, but you know, you can do whatever you like. Of course. And let me see about their little feet. Yeah, I would say they look like they're just black or gray. So take a little bit of this green. And a little more of the purple. Going right to my project, but then pulling that color out. A little bit of the blue. Just for fun. Cute. Okay. A little more gray. Where's my gray? Just like right in here. And the little tiny feet. And I'm gonna let that dry real well before we cut it out. And I'm just using like a really dark gray as opposed to just using black, just to so you can still see the detail, right? It'd be really cute, take a little sparkle pen or something, go over that, but for now I'm gonna let that dry and then we will cut them out. I think that's dry enough at this point, so I'm just going to take my little die and we can cut him out. So it has a white edge. I've talked about this before. If you want to, you can take like a light blue or like a very light tan or just a very light color, whatever it is you want, and just run around it. And then he'll have that color around it instead of just like a stark white edge. But for today, I'm going with this one. And when you go to stick this down, like I'm just eyeballing where that goes, I can see it pretty well. I don't put the washi or your tape on the project because it might lift it off, especially if you're using like the cotton paper for the better press, or which you can also watercolor on, or watercolor paper, because it can take off that top layer because it's kind of sensitive paper. So I'll put my tape like out here, touching this area that's on the outside, right? You don't want to end up ripping off any of your beautiful coloring and better pressing. Okay, so I'll run that through and I'll be right back, guys. Just pop right out since I didn't put the tape on the actual little guy. Lovely. So let's bring this back, and I'm going to go ahead and glue that guy down. And let me see here. And we'll see how our little guy looks on here. Again, you have a pair of them. If you look at the other better press, it has the hummingbird there too. Really cute. So I'm going to hold this down for a minute and I will be right back. Okay, so in anticipation of needing like a little drop shadow, I think I grabbed some gold paper and I just ran that guy through. I think it'll be really pretty kind of coming off to his back. Isn't that cute? It'll just make him pop a little bit, and you can even leave the wings separate from that, but I think I'm going to glue them together. And then pop that on there with some dimensionals. So I will glue these guys together right quick. And then I'll show you what that looks like. And yeah, I want this on this upper part here. And I'm just going to put those guys together and hold on to them, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I put some dimensionals on the back of my little guy. I did some that are a little bit thicker up here, some thinner dimensionals right here, and then his little feet I'm just going to glue down. Just so you have something fun. And I think I'll place him in here like that. So his little feet I'm going to hold down, and then he has, again, higher dimensional there than his body. And I'll be right back. Yes, there's our sweet card, very spring. I love this little guy. He looks so cute with the different colors that we came up with there. And so there you go. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box. Thank you so much, Spellbinders, for sending these items for review. Again, different club kits will be down in there, all the separate ones. The main, Deluxe Caboodle with the bonus item being that cute hummingbird design. All right, guys. Bye now.